Hey everyone, this is Jordan from Sleeklens.com. In this quick Photoshop tutorial, I want to show you how you can use layers, specifically blending modes, to do some dodging and burning in your photos. Now, if you're not sure what dodging and burning means, it's basically lightening or darkening specific areas of a photo, and not just like an overall darkening exposure or increasing the highlights. You're selectively darkening or lightening a portion of the photo, and in this case we're going to use a brush to do it. Now Photoshop has dodging and burning tools already built in, but using this technique that I'm about to show you, you have a little bit more control over what you the intensity that you can dodge and burn with. So to start off, we have this image here, and I want to darken and lighten some parts of it just to make it stand out a little bit better. So I'm going to go over here and create a brand new layer, and I'm going to change its blending mode to overlay. You can also use soft light, but I like to use overlay. It's a little bit more of a harsher contrast to it, but it actually works out pretty well. So I'm going to go to overlay here. And now what I'm going to do is get a brush. I'm going to get a fairly large brush, so let's go into our brush properties here. I'm going to take my brush up. Let's go a little bit larger than that. There we go. And we're going to take our hardness, and we're going to take our hardness all the way down, so it's a very soft edge brush. So that is what we're going to go with here. We can also use the left and right bracket keys here to change the brush size as needed. And now what I'm going to do is take my opacity and my flow of my brush. I'm going to take my opacity down to around 20, somewhere around there. And then my flow, I'm going to take that down to roughly the same amount, might be a little bit higher. And so you're going to see what happens here. So the first thing we need to do is make sure our foreground color and background color are set to the default colors. And to do that, we can actually just press the D key, and that'll take our foreground color to black. Now black is going to represent the burning of the dodge and burn process. So that means it's going to darken some areas. If we click the X key, that's going to change our foreground color over here to white, and that'll be the dodging. That's going to dodge and going to lighten specific areas. So let's go ahead and do some burning first. I'm going to go ahead and click the X key again. That's going to toggle back to the black foreground color. And what I'm going to do is just kind of enlarge my brush a little bit and go around the edges and just start clicking. I'm not going to be dragging or painting or anything like that. I'm just clicking, doing a bunch of little clicks. And you can see that it's going to gradually darken the edges. This is going to give it somewhat of like a vignette effect, but we're controlling it with this brush. Now again, I'm just going around here clicking, just around here, around this area. There we go. Right there. All right, so just using that, you can see the before and after. We have this and this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dodge the image, which means brightening portions of it up. Now you can do that on the same layer or a different layer. I like to choose a different layer, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to choose a new layer, go to overlay, and to make sure my foreground color is set to white, using the X key, I can just toggle that there. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just kind of maybe dodge the face a little bit, maybe a little bit of the clothing here, the skin. And it's just basically making her stand out a little bit more and spotlighting her in a way than it originally was. So just like that. There we go. Now I'm going to go down here a little bit, and that's going to brighten up some of those shadow areas. Maybe add some hair there. All right, so there we go. So here's the before, here's the after. We're just brightening that up a little bit. So that was the burning process down here, and then this is the dodging process down here. So this is our before that we originally started with, kind of a flatter image. But just using those two things, we created that selective contrast to our image where we wanted contrast to be, where we wanted the higher highlighted portions to be, where we wanted the darkened portions to be. And we did that simply with just using a blending mode in Photoshop. So if you want to, do your final edits, do all of your edits first, and then you can move into some of the dodging and burning. You can really take your photos to another level with highlighting certain portions or minimizing certain portions using dodging and burning. So thank you guys for joining me in this video. This has been Jordan from Sleeklens, and I'll see you in the next one.